Hey there, my name is John Suscovich, and I am the founder and creative director at Farm Marketing Solutions. Love the title. Today we're going to be talking about, wait for it, pasture space needed for broiler chickens. These are chickens raised for meat. We're going to go through some equations right now and show you how much space is the certified humane standard, and we'll use that as the benchmark and then have a little bit of discussion at the end on whether you would want to go more or less than that. So there is my Suscovich chicken tractor. It's from the plans that I made a couple of years ago, and I've updated, and I have this book published, and it's great, and it's what I use in my poultry packet as kind of a benchmark. You can have a bigger chicken tractor, you can have a smaller one. This is not a video about what chicken tractor to use, but more about the chickens themselves living in this pasture-based system in chicken tractors where they're out in the field eating grass, bugs, forage, and getting at some sunshine, fresh air, and having more space than a conventional bird in a barn. So, one chicken tractor for me is 6 feet by 10 feet. Now the humane standard is 2 square feet per bird. So at 60 square feet or 6 by 10, so if it's 6 feet by 10 feet equals 60 feet squared. And sorry if this is a little sloppy, it's tough for me to talk and write at the same time. So 6 by 10 gives me 60 square feet. That's roughly 30 chickens in one chicken tractor, right? So with 30 chickens in one chicken tractor, now we know we have our chickens per space requirement. How long is that chicken tractor going to be out in the field? Now, for all of you harsh YouTube commenters who are also raising chickens as well, these are general numbers. They can shift depending on your personal management style, your chicken tractor, the type and breed of chicken that you're raising, your time of year. So we're gonna take this as a blanket generalized statement and keep the comments nice. So if I'm raising Cornish cross birds, they roughly go on a pasture-based system for about 8 weeks total, 56 days. They spend 3 of those weeks in the brooder, where they're going from little tiny fluff balls where they're nice and cute and cuddly to where they're hardened off and starting to feather out so they're ready for the outdoor world. And then 5 weeks or 35 days where they're out in the field itself. Now let's get into our pasture space requirements for these specific 5 weeks. Brooder space requirement, whole other video. So we know that we have the birds on pasture for 35 days, roughly, give or take, right? That's our calculation for this video. And if it's 60 square feet times 35, that's 2,100 feet squared. Now, 2,100 feet squared sounds a lot when you're paying rent on it for a house, but 2,100 square feet, not that much. And I'll give you an example of how not that much that is. Now, if 1 acre, which is a little bit smaller than a football field, is 43,560 feet squared, 2,100 feet squared divided of that proportion is 0.05 acres. That's small, that's tiny, that's a postage stamp. That is an average tiny backyard. It's a small, if you have 1/8 of an acre, 1/4 acre plot, you'll have plenty of space to run this pasture broilers. And if you're just trying to homestead or feed your family, you're not gonna be required to have a lot of space. You can run it through your gardens. The birds don't crow or cluck really, so you can have it in a more densely populated area. You only need 0.05 acres to run one batch of chickens, one batch of 30 chickens once in a year. I will sometimes repeat over the same ground twice in a year if I have to. I typically only do once per season if I can, but you can rotate where you have two batches of birds run over the same ground in one season. That if you're 10 feet long here, this is just a quick side note. If this is 10 feet long, you need roughly 380 linear feet. I don't know how to write linear feet, but 380. So it would be 350, and then you add a little extra because you're gonna go over. And that could be straight lines, or you could do this in a field. It all depends on what you have available to you to be able to make all of this work. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, I would really like to build one of these chicken tractors to raise chickens, well, I have a book that is plans for you to be able to raise them yourself. You can get stress-free chicken tractor plans on Amazon or on farmmarketingsolutions.com. And if you're thinking that calculation was cool, I wish I had more calculations, you can look on the page of the Pasture Poultry Packet number 1, The Economics of Broiler Chickens. This is the second book that I publish. It's a workbook for you to go through and do all these calculations for yourself. And in it, I have the pasture requirements for broiler chickens based off of my chicken tractor size, but in a way where the information is approachable enough for you to adapt it to whatever system you end up adopting. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. If you want the books, head on over to farmmarketingsolutions.com/store. If you have any more questions, you can leave them in the comments section below or head to the website where I have an Ask Me Anything form. And if nothing else, I wish that you have a great day. And until next time, I will see you out in the field. Oh, I almost forgot. Wait 1 second. The next video in this series that's going to come out tomorrow at 6 o'clock in the morning, if you're following along, is the cost of pasture equipment for chicken tractors. So you have the chicken tractor itself, which we'll go over the cost of that, but there's some other things to keep you safe from predators, to make it easier to feed your birds. And I want to include that in the total cost of your startup costs or your operational costs for raising broilers. So sorry to keep you here a little bit longer, but I'm human and I forget things. And yeah, stay tuned, subscribe to the channel. Tomorrow we go over the cost of pasture equipment, and we'll go back to you having a great day. Go on and do that. And until next time, okay, goodbye.